Hello and welcome to my What the F podcast. I'm Tina, your IVF mindset and fertility coach and mum of a miracle boy after 4 years of IVF treatment. If you're in the IVF trenches or going through the loneliness, soul-destroying and tears of infertility, then you're in the right place. You are not alone in this. I'm here to help you be kinder to yourself, even in the toughest moments when you feel so frustrated and overwhelmed and feel like giving up. Together, we will help you to find happiness and peace during one of the toughest chapters of your life. And if there is just one thing that you take away from this podcast and work on, then my heart is already full. Hi, beautiful souls, and welcome back to What the F, from Infertility Exhaustion to Peace. I'm Tina, and today we're going to be talking about something I hear from so many women, and that's how to cope with wanting to hope for pregnancy while also protecting yourself from disappointment, especially after trying for years and multiple cycles. If you've ever caught yourself stopping your mind from daydreaming about baby names, decorating a nursery, or even just imagining your life with a child, you are not alone. You might feel silly, guilty, or even like you're setting yourself up to fail or jinxing yourself before it even starts. But this is a natural coping mechanism. Your brain is trying to protect you from repeated heartbreak and disappointment and devastation. And today we're talking about how to let yourself hope without feeling completely crushed if things don't go as planned. And how to slowly reconnect with that excitement, your excitement, in a safe way that's nurturing and supportive and feels good to you. So why do we do this? Why do we stop ourselves from imagining a future with a baby when we are in the thick of IVF or fertility treatment? After months or years of fertility treatment and failed cycles or losses, miscarriages, or just endless waiting, the brain develops a protective wall. It says, stop imagining this, because if it doesn't happen, you'll be devastated again. For some of us, hope can feel dangerous. Even thinking about pregnancy can trigger fear. And so what do? We learn to put it away in a box, compartmentalize, suppress it, or just avoid those thoughts completely. And sometimes stop ourselves from even feeling anything remotely like that. The downside is that over time, this can leave us feeling emotionally unprepared, disconnected from the excitement that we do deserve, and even dissociated from the idea of becoming a parent, which also sends messages to our body and subconscious without us even being aware. And I know, look, I did this to myself at the beginning of the journey. I stopped myself from daydreaming too much. As I got deeper into my NLP training and coaching training, I learned how to imagine all of it for my mind and body to feel truly aligned with what I wanted and what felt safe for me and my body. And I know this is hard for so many of you listening, especially when you're trying to do it all on your own and you don't know which way to turn or what to do next. So let's talk about NLP, which stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and why it's so life-changing. NLP is all about understanding how our mind, thoughts, emotions, words, behaviors are all connected. Think of your mind like a network of paths. Some are worn out, heavy with fear, doubt, self-shame, judgment, disappointment. So old patterns that haven't helped you progress or move on in life. And I'm talking about all aspects of your life now, not just your fertility journey. But the amazing thing is that we can consciously create new paths. We can, and we are in control of being able to shift and change how we think, how we feel, and how our body responds to all of it all, even in the middle and the shitstorm of a fertility journey. In simple terms, we know that we can't control the outcome of IVF, miscarriages, or fertility challenges, but we can control, how we feel, how we respond emotionally, and what we're saying to ourselves and what we're feeding to our minds and our bodies on a daily basis. And this is really the core of my coaching and how I help and work with so many incredible women. I help them with rewiring thoughts and subconscious patterns so that you feel calmer, more resilient, and in charge of your emotional well-being, and also understand how you're feeling and how those thoughts and feelings affect your physical body. So a simple question I'd like to ask you right now to create more awareness in the body is, how does your body react when you are feeling scared? So think about the last time that you felt scared and what was happening. So instead of focusing on what you were thinking, what the brain was doing, what the mind was doing, think about what the body was doing. So what was happening to your muscles, the beating of your heart, your breathing, what happens in your gut and stomach? So understanding our mind, thoughts, and emotions, because we don't always know how to tune in, and we might not understand how our body is reacting. So the first step in all of this and helping yourself is to understand and be more aware of what your body is trying to tell you and listening to it, because more often than not, that our intuition, our bodies are right. They can sense when something's not right. So here's a practical NLP design exercise I use with my clients to help them and to allow them to feel hope safely, and how to protect hope without getting completely crushed. So step 1, find a quiet space, sit comfortably, and take a few deep breaths in and out. And as you do, let your body relax completely, let it just drop down, soften, just get rid of any tension that you're holding on to. Step 2, imagine a small, safe version of hope. This can look different for everyone, but it could be a tiny flicker of light, like a candle in your mind, and let it represent your curiosity, excitement, possibility, hope, without it being too overwhelming. Step 3, bring to mind one small positive scenario or picture in your mind. You might even imagine yourself walking through the corridor to a prenatal appointment. And don't plan everything yet. It's not about planning everything end to end. It's just you're allowing yourself, your mind, your body, a tiny taste, tiny speckle of hope. Step 4, notice any negative thoughts that creep in. And as they do, imagine letting them float away one by one, like leaves on a trickling stream. So you're noticing them, you're acknowledging them without letting them take over your mind. And step 5, anchor this feeling of hope in your body. Place your hand on your heart and say silently, I am allowed to hope. I can protect myself, and I can feel joy even when it's so uncertain. Step 5, open your eyes and carry this tiny, controlled hope into your day. Over time, you can slowly expand that, make the hope space bigger and bigger, but gently and safely, and only when you are ready to do so, and at your own pace, in your own time. And the next thing I want to talk about, and many of my clients, when we first start working together, they always say, "Oh, journaling's not for me. I don't like journaling. I see it as homework, and I've already got so much to do, and let alone adding more stuff to my plate." But once we finish working with each other, they are like journaling gurus because they've tried it and they really, truly see how it really helps them release so many things that they might be holding on to. So journaling helps to integrate and exercise the process, all your emotions, everything that's coming up for you. So I want you to try these and writing around these prompts that I'm about to share with you. What am I allowing myself to hope for today? Where do I feel fear creeping in, and how can I gently release it? What small step can I take to imagine a future with a baby without overwhelming myself or feeling like I'm getting too carried away? What does hope feel like in my body right now? And the more you do stuff like this, the more, like writing helps retrain the mind and allows your subconscious to slowly accept hope without triggering the panic or the guilt or that fear that you might be jinxing something. And it's a really gentle way of allowing it in, just allowing it in and being open to it. So my key takeaways from today's podcast is protecting hope is completely normal. Like, we all do it because it makes us human. And this is what this journey does to us, right? It really does chip away at your confidence and your hope bit by bit. And I don't want that to happen to you. So protecting hope is normal, but overdoing it can leave you emotionally unprepared, or even worse, like subconsciously send signals, messages to your mind and body that it's not safe to conceive, or isn't ready to conceive. Like, now's not the right time. And so things like NLP and visualization tools let you safely explore hope whilst you're still regulating your own emotions and you're not getting to that point where you're feeling triggered. Journaling helps, and it's not homework. You do it in your own time. You don't have to spend hours and hours on it. Like, a lot of my clients will spend 10 minutes before bed just writing stuff out and getting it out. I also help and support them by sending them journaling prompts, which really helps because sometimes you're like, what do I write about? So journaling helps integrate the exercise and really gives you clarity on what it is that is truly going on for you, what you're feeling in your heart. And it lets you write out your thoughts with no expectations or judgment. Like, no one's going to, that no one's going to open your journal and start reading it and shaming you or judging you for what you've written. And I want you to know that you can feel hope. You can feel and dream even with all the uncertainty, without totally losing yourself and who you are. Remember, this journey is emotionally complex. There are so many different layers, and it does unfold in so many different ways for so many different people. But with gentle and consistent practices, you can hold hope and protect your heart at the same time. Now, I want to leave you with this gentle affirmation. I am allowed to hope, to imagine, and to protect myself. I can hold possibility without being completely paralyzed and consumed by fear. And I want you to remember that you are incredible for everything that you've been through and everything that you are still going through. Be kind and gentle with yourself. If you found today's conversation helpful, I'd love for you to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your support helps others to find the safe space, and I'm so grateful for that. And if you're ready to take the next step in your fertility journey, get in touch with me. I'm here to help, guide, and support you through this process. So whether you need help shifting your mindset or just someone to listen, I'm with you every step of the way. I want you to remember that your fertility journey is uniquely yours, and that is enough. Take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, be gentle, and trust that you are incredible. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for, and every step you take is a step forward towards your healing and towards your growth. Sending you love, strength, and all the support you need. Until next time.